sing and have some fun. We're gonna hear God's word before we're done. We're gonna dance, we're gonna shout, we're gonna learn what it's all about. 'Cause God knows me and He loves me and He made me, and so we're free to sing and have some fun. We're gonna hear God's word before we're done. We're gonna dance, we're gonna shout, we're gonna learn what it's all about. Let's go!
Hello, True Blessings. I hope you've been having a super awesome week as summer comes to a close. I hope you guys have been doing really fun things this summer. Like maybe you've been able to go to the beach, maybe you've been able to go to the park and maybe start playing with friends, or maybe you've even gone to the zoo. We have a zoo right here where we live, don't we? What are some of your favorite animals at the zoo? There are so many amazing animals. There's tigers and elephants and giraffes and lions. I love going to the zoo and seeing all the amazing animals that God created. But we should probably get started with our big God story, right? And who do we need? We need Hamilton. Okay, when I count to 3, we're all going to call up as loud as we can, "Oh, Hamilton, where are you?" Are you guys ready? 1, 2, 3. "Oh, Hamilton, where are you?" Hello, Hamilton. Have you been having a great summer? Do you have something important to show us today? Oh, it's in your house? Can I peek inside? Oh, friends. The item in Hamilton's house it's a little scary. Do you think our friends would be too afraid to see it? Do you really want to see it, friends? Okay. Whoa. Friends, do you see what this is? It's a lion. Wow. Lions are really incredible. They're pretty scary. They're really strong and really fast, aren't they? But what does a lion have to do with the story? Should we get started and find out? Well, today's story involves a king, and this king's name was Darius. And Darius hired a helper, and this helper's name was Daniel. And Daniel was very special because Daniel loved God. And we're going to say that over and over today. So let's do some hand motions for Daniel loved God. Are you ready? We're going to say Daniel loved and give ourselves a big hug and then point up, God. Let's do that together. Daniel loved God. Daniel loved God very much because Daniel knew that God is the living God. But Darius, he didn't believe that God is the living God, but he really liked Daniel. So he let Daniel be his helper. But King Darius also had some other helpers too, and they did not like Daniel at all. And they really didn't like that Daniel loved God. So one day these helpers did something very sneaky to get rid of Daniel. They went to King Darius and said, "Hey, let's make a law that everybody can only pray to you, King Darius. They can't pray to any other god." Is that a good rule? Are we supposed to only pray to King Darius? No. Do you think Daniel obeyed that rule? Let's find out. Daniel heard about the rule, but he would not change the way and he prayed to God and what he believed. He knew that God is the living God. And so Daniel kept praying to God. In fact, he prayed to God 3 times a day in a very private place in his house. Well, the helpers started to spy on Daniel. And sure enough, they saw him praying to God, not to King Darius. And so they ran to King Darius and told on Daniel and said, "King Darius, Daniel is praying to God, not to you." and he needs to be punished. What? You think this has to do with the punishment? You're right, Hamilton. King Darius, when he heard this news, was very sad because remember, he really liked Daniel, but he did have to punish him for not obeying the law. And so the punishment was that Daniel had to be thrown into a big hole filled with lions. Lions eat meat and lions eat people. And King Darius was very sad. In fact, he told Daniel right before he threw him into the den, I really hope that your God can save you. Daniel loved God and knew that God is the living God. God is always listening and God can always save us. So Daniel was thrown into the lion's den, and it was night, and the night passed, and the morning came, and Darius woke up. He ran to the lion's den, peered in, and who was there? Daniel. He wasn't hurt. He was alive. He was okay. Because Daniel loved God. And Darius saw that God is the living God. That God is real, that God is listening, watching, protecting, and living. And this story reminds us that God took care of Daniel and God takes care of us. You guys can talk with your family members about some of the many ways that God takes care of us. And I would love for you to share some of those ways with us on our Facebook page. That would be so awesome. Did you like this story, Hamilton? I did too. I really liked the part with the big lions in it. So thanks for sharing that with us. I hope you all have a great week, and we'll see you next week for our Big God story. Goodbye.